Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Central Oklahoma Season 5 preview today. Strictly going over UCO's roster and expectations coming off of their national championship run, their second national championship in RFCL history, the only two-time national champion in the league. Can they repeat? Can they be the first back-to-back? In my opinion, I don't think so, just because I think I think any team in this league can win pretty much any given Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, whatever day the game's played. It doesn't matter. Anybody can beat anybody as long as the prep work is there. We saw that with Northwestern State and Jacksonville State last year. We didn't prep at all. NSU did, and they beat us pretty bad. And then we go on to play for the national championship. But let's break down the roster. At the end of the video, you're going to hear from Coach Caleb and his thoughts on UCO. Tomorrow, you get Jacksonville State and Northwest Missouri State, I think, are on deck for tomorrow. So we're getting into this. Strictly just breaking down the roster. Obviously, MT3 coming back for his senior year. Started a couple games last season. Wasn't the best for them. 27 for 53, 342, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. So obviously not great. Could Wad build off of this? Probably, but I'm curious to see how their offense changes with MT3 at the helm. Bring in Johnny Jolly, freshman, going to redshirt. He'll probably get the starting nod next year. So if Mason goes down, burn his red shirt, or you got Bryce Wilson, the senior, that could come in and maybe play just a little bit. And then you get to the stable of running backs that they have, probably 3 deep at this position. You get Nadir Green is back, James Stanley is back, and then you bring in Aaron Bailey. Now, looking at just these 2 guys alone, there is 212 yards after first hit, 603 rushing yards last year alone. And then for Stanley, you get 95 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Didn't play as much as Green. I think they actually lost a running back last year. No, Harris, another 221 yards. So he's redshirted this year. Aaron Bailey will be the running back 3. And that's how UCO's backfield will shape up. Now, wide receiver, you lose Colt Strong, you lose Tyler Carter, you lose a lot of key pieces. But if you look, there's really no big drop-off. Ben Wilson's still there. Ian Newman is there. Titus Rodriguez comes in. Then you sign Casper Hushmanzada. You get Chris Daniel, Sherry Fanua, Ula Borton, and Ray Smith. So a lot of freshman guys in this. Chris Daniel being the only sophomore. I would expect to see Ian Newman had a pretty good season last year, 15 catches, 178 yards, 3 touchdowns. I don't know if Wilson did. He did 31 receptions, 542 yards, 4 touchdowns. So a really good look for him. We'll see if he can keep that up this year. Offensive line, well, tight end first, Dwayne Johnson, his senior year, one of the recruits from season 2. So very light at the tight end position. Won't be seeing many 3 tight sets out of UCO. Offensive line, you get 90 senior, 88 junior, 85 senior, 83 junior, and 81 freshman. So you lose 2, you'll lose 2 next year, and by season 7, you'll pretty much have a complete new offensive line for UCO. So very solid offensive line. There's a lot of good offensive linemen across the board in this league. Marquise Henry will get the starting nod at the left end position. Barely played any last year. That's okay. Right end, you get Cooper Martinez will actually be redshirted. They're going to go with Frank Cooper, the senior, so they'll get Martinez for season 6 through 9 starting next year. I don't know if he played any last year. He did not at all. D-tackle, Brandon Adams had 7 tackles last year. Tony Martin, 11 tackles last year, and none for Samuel. So that's kind of 2 very good defensive tackles for UCO. I don't think they're very big on the 4-2 set or 4-3. They did run some 4-3 against us, mixed with some 3-4 and stuff. So don't know if both these guys will play. Obviously, they didn't play a ton last year. I think they had 18 combined tackles, so we'll see which one can have kind of a breakout there this year. Linebacker, Caleb Smith, played a little bit last year, not a ton. Then you get Suma, the freshman coming in, but he's going to be redshirted, so he won't play this year. Saul Goodman, the 5-star last year, 17 tackles as the backup to Wiley Coyote, key departure for UCO. And you get Earl Mitchell coming in, who did not play at all last year off his red shirt. Christian Smith, same thing. Outside backer Hayes Tristan, 89 overall sophomore. Played in basically one game last year, but 89 overall, so a solid guy that could fill a role there at the outside linebacker position for UCO. Mike, the all-time single-season record holder for turnovers forced with 6. Last year he had, where's it at, 5 interceptions, 5 pass deflections, and I thought he had a fumble recovery. I guess not. I thought he had 6 for some reason. Regardless, he is back. You get Frank Adams Jr. Willie Anderson had a really good season last year, 23 tackles, 2 picks. And then you get Williams comes in, Jared Williams comes in, and Danny Thomas is going to be redshirted. So I don't think they played a ton. Yeah, he didn't play at all. And then Adams last year, just enough to probably about 2 tackles per game. So free safety Cactus Jack had a solid performance last year, 33 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 picks, and a sack at the safety position. Eric Albright redshirt last year, and then strong safety gets Steve Jones. No stats for him. So that's kind of how UCO shapes up. 8-3 last year, national championship, division championship. You lose Fred Weasley, you lose Wiley Coyote, and you lose Cole Strong. I think ultimately the question is going to be, can MT3 replace Fred Weasley, the most decorated quarterback in RFCL history, 2 Heismans, 2 national championships? You gain Jolly, who's going to redshirt, Aaron Bailey, running back 3, and then Suma, the outside linebacker, who will also redshirt. Returning Nadir Green, Cooper Martinez is actually redshirted this year. Saul Goodman's back, and then Mike, the cornerback that we did talk about, all back for UCO. So curious to see just exactly how this is going to play out for UCO. I think they have a very, very solid team. I think they probably win their division again, probably make a run at the playoffs. But going back to what I said earlier, I think ultimately the league is just there's too much parity in the league. Anybody can beat anybody. I fully see that's how this one is going to go out. So I don't think UCO repeats. I do think they finish top 4. I think they lose in the semifinal game. But I'm going to take the field to win the national championship in season number 5.
All right, so season 5 for UCO. Obviously, coming in as the defending champions, everyone's gunning for us again. Nothing really different than anything the past 4 seasons. It's going to be different. No Fred Weasley for the first time ever for UCO Central Michigan since we began this league. So it's going to be different having MT3, a key piece for us on offense. Him going to lead the offense, lead our team. As you saw a little bit of last year, didn't go great, but we feel like he's got to have a big role in the offense as well as a running back room. They had a big role last year, and I expect them to have him again. Having it again this year. Predictions, everyone in our division has improved around us. Our non-con's probably going to be tough based off, who I think we're going to play. So it's going to be a tough, being UCO, I expect us to make the playoffs. I expect us to be in division championship race late in the season. All said and that. But thank you for watching this video. Keep an eye out for RFCL content coming up, and we will see you in a couple weeks for Season 5 of the RFCL.